So I bought a pair of Crocs at the end of 2023, and this is in the Horchata colorway. Initially I had the Sasquatch black colorway, and with that particular pair I ended up going 2 sizes down because I felt there was too much room on a size down, and that probably was a bad decision because my toe just ended up sort of pushing against the front edge of the sneaker. So I went with this pair, I just went a size down and it feels fine now. It's weird, like I think maybe it depends on the socks that you're wearing as well, so you're given the extra bit of room or not. And this is like I said, the Horchata Pollex clog. And when I was wearing the Sasquatch one, I've not been too impressed with the comfortability. I think a lot of people have said it feels really nice on foot, and I think the majority of that comes from the insole. It's quite sort of thick and sort of glued inside it here, and don't get me wrong, it feels nice and it's comfortable. I think if I didn't have a Yeezy foam runner, then this would be my go-to. However, being sport for choice, I think the foam runner is something that I'm always going to sort of pick and choose over this pair. However, I did kind of like the look of this pair, like the way the huge fingerprint from Salehe is implanted on top of the sneaker itself, and it just gives that weird but also really kind of strange artsy vibe to it. And the outsole looks really nice as well, with the fingerprint traction pattern on there as well, and it actually, to be honest, it works really well. So I think this works well in kind of all kinds of weather really, and it feels really sort of sticky and to the touch. And because it's got this kind of traction pattern on here, it's also very nice in terms of its grip. So I'll give it that, and it feels a bit more premium compared to some of the other Crocs that are available. And I do like the fact that you can convert it into sort of sport mode and secure your foot in more, especially if you're doing higher paced activities, and i.e. if you're walking faster, for example. I wouldn't really run in these. And the other thing I was going to say is I don't find them very flexible, so you can probably see that isn't too much give, and I prefer a foam runner to this in terms of, one, comfortability, and two, in terms of the way it looks as well. I think the foam runner is more my thing. So here's the details for the Crocs Pollex Salehe Bembury Horchata. It comes in a Horchata colorway, which is more of a, I suppose, a beige colorway, and it has a fused insole, and it also has what they call rubber outsole pods. So it's clear sole pieces that are really good for sort of traction and durability. And they also have what they're calling light ride. So this is using their Crocs' lightweight foam material, and it's all synthetic upper, and the price was $79.99. So in terms of the comfort and sizing, these have I'd say medium to firm sole. Even though it's got a fused insole in there, I don't think it's as soft or comfortable as a Easy foam runner, but it's still comfortable. Like when you're kind of walking and stuff, it's very sort of neutral. And it's got, for a kind of flat clog really, it's still got good arch support in my opinion. And I think you need, with Crocs in general, I think you need sort of 2 to 6 hours for the material to sort of soften and just become a bit more easier to wear really. I think initially when they come out they're quite sort of rigid. And the sizing on these just is all over the place. I went a whole size down initially, and then I also went sort of 2 sizes down, 2 sizes down. After a while it just felt too tight, and then you kind of end up with a lot of room in the toe box. So the only thing I can sort of suggest is just to go a whole size down, and that goes across the board, and you don't get half sizes with these. And I think they have average grip for all types of weather. I think it's mainly a sort of spring summertime wear, but if you were to wear it in the autumn winter, just be careful sort of in the wet conditions. But in terms of the look and style, it's got the Salehe Bembury's sort of signature touch, which is their fingerprint, and it's very sort of futuristic in terms of its design. It's not like anything else, and it does give off that sort of chunky sneaker vibe, even though they probably call this a clog or a shoe, but it's kind of like the in-between zone. And you can wear these, like I said, spring summertime is probably best in my opinion, and casual wear with these. You can sort of dress them up a bit, but I think the way they are, and they're meant for sort of more casual wear anyway. And they're laceless, so you have like the sport mode, which you can use the strap or just turn it over to be able to just quickly slip it into the clogs and go. terms of the final thoughts, I like the funky design. It's really nice and really different, especially when I first saw them when they came out, I think at the end of 2022. They have a very unique styling to them, and the fact that they're laceless as well and just sort of slip-ons are nice. And I like their comfort. It's still good. It's not like amazing, but it's still very good. And the light ride material makes it lightweight, and the insole is really good in there as well. And the cons are, I think, the sizing consistency. So it's just all over the place. It's just really difficult to get the right size, in my opinion. And the silhouette isn't for everyone. So if you don't like this, then you may like the foam runners, or you may not like any of those, and then you want to go something else. I don't know, like a Birkenstock or something. But we're all different. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5, in my opinion, and it's all about personal taste. I think it's not as nice as a foam runner, and in terms of the way it looks, I prefer the look of the foam runner. I know it's kind of apples and oranges, but it just depends on what you prefer. And the comfort, I still don't think is as good as a foam runner. I think the foam runner's just got something unique in there where it just feels really sort of spongy and soft, whilst this feels a bit more on the firmer side. And the quality, I think it's not, again, the materials that are used, I think even though they're using sort of synthetic materials, rubber materials, it's still, I think the quality isn't as good as a foam runner. I think the algae kind of gives another dimension in terms of comfort. And the pricing, I give that a 5. I think in terms of paying sort of $79.99, and this is a sort of Salehe Bembury Crocs collab, it's not too bad to pay. So if you can get them up for retail, whichever colour you get, it's a good buy. And overall, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's a nice sneaker, and if you don't have a foam runner, or you don't like foam runners, then this is probably the one to try. But it just sort of misses the mark for me, and I'd rather be wearing foam runners.